Welcome to the round table on a square table. Today's episode, we're going to talk to you a little bit about anxiety before a workout. We've all been there, a little bit of tightness in the chest. Well, actually, only 50 to 60% of us have been there. Not all of us. 8.2 billion people on the planet, around 4 to 5 billion may have experienced some tightness in the chest, some breathing, or some lack of clarity, or maybe just a bit of concern before you've left. We're here to give you some tools, strategies, and break down how it's probably occurring, look at the cause and effect so you can help yourself to go from where you are now to literally that person that's in the gym or studio that's training, giving advice to others. So let's get into the episode. Let's have some fun. Hey, welcome to the round table on a square table. Say what? This is where we're going to sit down with Vitruvian Health team members, trainers, myself, unpacking their training plans. Why are they doing what they do? Let's find out. What are the techniques or tips that we could implement right here, right now in our own training experiences? Look at their client success stories, what they've been doing to get people the results, so then you can use that information to help improve your own training, improve your own nutrition or hack system, and then also improving your lifestyle literally from this episode. So take notes and enjoy, and let's go. All right, so before we kick into this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about what is going on in the last week. So I've just come off my full 28-day nutritional cleanse. Yep, it's been a game changer. So I've gone from 111 kilos, put on 7 kilos. So, supportive baby weight with my partner, Kate. She put on 7 kilos, so did I. And I was like, this isn't working. So did a nutritional detox / cleanse. So all I was really doing is fueling my body with as much fruit and veg as possible, juices, all of that stuff to help me flush all of it out of myself. And I went from 118 within that 28 days, got down to 104. And now what I'm doing this week is I am introducing 2 protein meals a day. So looking at steak, we're looking at eggs, chicken, fish. For my plant-based people, you're doing legumes, tempeh, could use soy. There are vegetarian burgers that are pretty good. And putting those together, 2 meals a day, whilst reintroducing some sweet potato. I do 50 gram serves of all carbs, and then rice. I do a double serve, so sushi rice, black rice, red rice, and I have that. So I'm having about 150 grams of carbs a day with 2 serves of protein, and I still use all the juices and cleanses from our recipe guide in the morning. So pretty cool how that's going. I've put on 2 kilos this week. That's going to happen when you eat more food. And this is one of the biggest things most people get caught out on is when you diet, you're eating less food. There's going to be less volume in your gut. So then when you start to eat more, you're like, oh my God, I put weight on right away. Well, I strategically put into place, I would expect to put on 3 to 4 kilos. So I'm down up 2 kilos, 2 less than what I expected. And so keeping myself in a calorie deficit, I should gradually come back down. I have got 8 weeks left, so let's see how we go. Kate is at 22 kilos. I'm down at 14, so I do need to ramp in and rear it. So let's see how we go. Training program, we've gone from doing high volume work 5 days a week, full body, now doing an intensification phase, feeling pretty beat up through the shoulders and the traps. So now we're doing intensification. We're doing 6 exercises with 4 of our bulletproof exercises. So for those that are feeling beat up in the elbows, the shoulders, the knees, we have a bulletproof system, about 14 to 20 exercises for upper and lower body with different levels of scale. All it is, you start at level 1, you literally go from 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you can progress, for example, in the calf raise sequence, you can do 3 sets of 60 calf raises. Awesome. You go to level 2, again, 3 sets. I'm now on a stretch, 60 reps again. You might only get 20, that's okay. Next week, do it again, looking to get to 60. You might only get 40. And so each person, male, female, child, adult, old, everyone works at their own level, and that's the beauty of the bulletproof system that we have. We've got up to 9 levels that we scale with. Most people that want to be able to run, knock on wood, not having any niggles or pains, should be at a level 6. Most people that are experiencing any breaks, strains, tears, usually it's because they don't have enough. So what we've done for myself and Eddie, we're doing intensification, 5 seconds down, keep tension through that muscle, straight up. We do a max of 6 exercises now instead of the 10 that we had. So we've dropped that volume, letting ourselves lift some more weight. Yep. For our warm-up, we do some gymnastics-based bulletproof system work, and we just alternate. Eddie picks 2, I'll pick 2, so it's not like stock standard. So that gives us a bit of variation that we want with the program doing the the main thing. We'll talk next week about what are the exercises and what each day looks like. But until then, that's the progress, that's the update. See you on the next one. And let's dive into anxiety before a workout. So before we get into kind of cause and effect, the first thing to ask ourselves is, what is anxiety? Now, I'm not a psychologist. My definition is really, it's misplaced energy. You're just putting it in the wrong thing. I know, sounds so right. You're anxious. Put it into happiness. You'll be fine. No, what I mean is it's misplaced energy. It could be excitement and hiding. It could be that, and I got this from Jeff Bezos, maybe it's a bit of stress. You're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, overloaded. But it may be that there's a decision you could make that you haven't made yet. Karl, why didn't I know that? Yeah, it takes practice. I tell you what, there are still times where I feel that stress and I'm like, take a breath. Actually, I had it this morning, and after it, I go, what brought that on? And then I started to think about it. And sometimes you need to be in a quiet space. So when life's just going for you need to be in a quiet space to go and realize, oh, I just haven't dealt with that before. Or, for example, maybe for some of us, we lost weight and we're like, I can't believe that happened. Like, I deviated on the plan. Like, I had a pizza, but pizza has increased salt. And wherever there's salt, there's more water retention. And then I peed more this morning, so I actually flushed the water out. But we don't think like that. So we then think, well, maybe I'm doing it wrong. It's trusting in that process. So it's taking that breath to go, okay, what's causing me to have that? And maybe it's because I deviated on the plan. What caused me to deviate on the plan? I had a really stressful day. Like, my boss was yelling at me. I worked an extra 2 hours. Okay, and I forgot to take some time to breathe. To calm the nervous system down. Boom, you now know the cause. Next time that happens, which I had last night, it's like taking the time to slow down. So then when I experienced it this morning, it wasn't as intense. So sometimes it's misplaced energy, maybe in the form of a question, maybe it's because the day before you've done something. So whenever you're feeling this, my recommendation, and what I'm training myself to do, so just know we're not all perfect, we're all human at the end of the day, we do make mistakes, so just laugh at yourself, you are adorable, so have that little laugh to go, okay, next time, this is what I can do. And you're going to get better at it. It's just like training a muscle. You do 10 reps with 5 kilos, then you do 12 reps, then 14. Then you go, hey, I'll add some weight. It takes time. If we all got it like that, we wouldn't be here. But for most of us, that does happen. We are all mortal at the end of the day, except for that one person that's like, I'm not. Cool. Thanks for following the channel. Make sure you subscribe and like for more. So let's dive into maybe how it's happening. For, like I said, cause and effect. Well, let's look at the cause for most of us. For a lot of us, for me, see Lou, for me, or for Lou himself, he's got a bag with all his equipment in it. He literally takes that with him to work. Alarm goes off, goes downstairs. He works in the building upstairs, pretty easy for him. Then he goes downstairs, then he trains, does his workout with Eddie, then he goes back upstairs. Not a lot of steps. For myself, I wake up in the morning, alarm goes off, it's in the hallway, so I get out of bed. Sometimes like lately, like this gap here that you see, I get half that to get out of bed because baby's on the way, Kate needs more space, we've got the bassinet there. So usually when I wake up, I go, oh shit, and then off I go. So I hit my head a few times now, or it's in the Kate go. So maybe it's a stitch up. Though that does happen to me. So that wakes me up first thing in the morning, getting in the hallway. I've done it probably 3-4 times. Hallway, I turn my phone off. I go get some water, drink that. Sometimes I make it the night before, so I just grab the water. Go to the toilet, I pee, I brush my teeth. Then I go into the other bedroom that's not in our bedroom, so it doesn't wake Kate or the baby up. I've got 2 boxes. Yes, Kate has the entire wardrobe in our room, and I get 2 boxes in like 6 shelves. So yeah, Kate gets the rest. And the baby. The baby's got more clothes than me. Like, go figure. That's just so interesting. But for me, I got 20 of these. I got 20 black shorts. I just grab and then chuck them on and off. I'm ready to go. I make a green smoothie the night before, so it's already in the fridge. So I just grab that, sip on that as I walk to work, and then I'm in the studio and I'm training. So for me, there's not a lot of steps. We have a self-locking door, so if I forget my keys, I'm in trouble. For a lot of us, though, what does it probably look like in the routine? So it's how can we minimize the steps of decisions? I like to think we only get 10 decisions a day, and if we exceed that, life just gets really hard. So then I'm looking to simplify that process. For a lot of us, it's wake up to an alarm, snooze, wake up to the alarm again, toss and turn, wake up to the alarm, snooze, and then get up. Get up, bathroom, maybe have a shower. Most people don't drink enough water, so a lot of people do a coffee in the morning. That increases the cortisol and stress effect in the mind and the body. Then they maybe have a bagel, they have a muffin, maybe they don't eat at all. They're doing intermittent fasting in the morning. We'll talk about that one later. Then, they get their clothes on, they got to pack their bag. Maybe they've got kids. That's just another minefield in itself, because then there's more decisions that need to be made. Maybe you're making sandwiches for someone else and then you're nibbling on that one, so your blood sugars go up and down. You then need to put your face on. You got to think, who's going to be in the studio? How am I going to be perceived if I do this exercise? Do I have my program? Is it a new program? Actually, I can't remember. I've got to get the car. Am I going to be able to get a parking spot? Like, is it worth it? So by the time you've already at 21 decisions, you're like, maybe I don't do it today. Or you go to leave, you forget your bag, you go back downstairs, you go and grab the bag, and then you go to the door and you forget your keys. So you then got to go back and find your keys. And your partner might be like, you're like, where are my keys? You're like, it's in the exact same spot every time. Where is that spot? And you go back and forth. Then you got to remember to take your phone. Then you go to check the door, because then you lock the door behind you. And then you got to jiggle the handle. And you're like, is it locked? Is it not? You try to jiggle it again. Then you go, down the lift or to the car. You open the car. You put your bag in. You maybe have your coffee with you. You might spill it and be like, bugger. Then you get in the car, or you're going to walk to the gym or studio. Then you're walking there. If you've got your car, you got to make sure you lock the door there, and then you got to grab the bag. Sometimes you lock it and you forget to grab your bag, so then you go grab your bag, and it just continues back and forth, and you're like, oh. So it makes sense why it's really hard. It makes sense why you might be feeling anxiety and stress, and why you're feeling that way. Totally makes sense. And then we forget what was going on. Why am I here? Why am I watching this podcast? Who are all these people? And so then you've got all the people in the studio who maybe they're judging you. Maybe there's influencers. Influencers are filming themselves and they're being seen. And you've probably seen those influencers that you've laughed at, but then you see someone in the photo in the background, or they're filming someone who's doing something wrong and they get judged and you're like, oh my God, that's me. You also have, am I doing the exercise right? Will I fit in? Am I fit enough? Am I strong enough? Do I know what I'm doing? Does the program make sense? Do I have a program? Should I update my program? Maybe I should make it different because I'm bored of it. There's so much to worry about. And then you wonder why you get tired before you've even started. Like, I remember 4 years ago, Kate worked with a coach. It's great. Worked with a coach, and he gave her a 21-point step checklist of what to do for a deadlift. Now, great coach. Like, obviously put my partner with great coaches. However, for her, he didn't think, what does she do for work? She has risk management as a lawyer. Client wants to do this. She has to think of all the things that could happen. So for her, and I've trained her for 10 years myself, there'll be times where I'm like, right, we're doing lat pull down. And she'll stand at the lat pull down and go, what am I doing? Because she's with work, she's got so much on her mind. And so with a 20-point checklist, she would set the shoulders up, she would get down, she would brace, take the breath, engage. And so she'd be down for about a minute or two and she'd be fatigued. And so some plans, as great as they are for some people, it would overload and fatigue others. And so I remember looking at it, I'm like, just grab the bar and pick it up. She's like, oh no, I got those 18 things to do. I'm like, just grab the bar and pick it up. It's not that hard. Because if you break down the movement to be as simple as possible, but you keep working the technique, like pull the shoulders down when you're doing pullovers, that transfers over to the deadlift. It's like, hey, it's just like the pullover. Boom, off she goes. She goes, that was a lot easier. So she went from like a 120 deadlift all the way down to 40 because she was so tired and fatigued. And that happens to a lot of us because she was overwhelmed. So with all of that going on, I think it's safe to say you're going to be okay. Just take a breath. Now, let's dive into the part of this episode where we're going to unpack all of that. Now, if you're like, Karl, that was a lot. Could you simplify that into a term? I actually don't know a term, but there is a term, so I do know the term. It's called Gymtimidation. I'm going to look at my camera guy, make sure that's the right word. I said it right, great, because I think I misspelled it on this piece of paper. Yep, and now I'm starting to doubt myself. I'm like, oh my gosh. So sometimes having someone there to confirm always does help. Thank you, sir. So let's do a quick little break. Do. Hey, we'll be right back to the episode. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much for tuning into this episode And if you know anyone that could get more out of this episode, if you could DM, comment, share the links, that would mean the world to me, because the more people we can serve, the more people we can help. So let's dive into the episode. Let's get back to it. And we're back. So this is the next part of the episode where we're actually going to talk to you about all the things that you can do, just like Jason here. Yep, that wasn't planned, but there we're going to go with it. So Jason, when he came to us, had a bit of a disc bulge, and so we looked at reducing the belt notches in him. Now for him, it actually was like, lovely guy. I could have thrown everything at him, but the thing is, he had a job. Most of us have a career and a job. We're probably studying, and we've probably got other things in our life. You know, you got kids, or as most people say, everyone's got the same 24 hours in a day. And people are like, well, technically I don't. Well, fun fact, we all have the same 24 hours. However, those that don't have kids, you get 16 hours because you sleep 8 hours. For those that have kids, you got 18 hours a day. However, sleep deprivation's a thing. Yep, we've got that eye twitch, and things might take that a little bit longer. So when all of these things come together, we all have the same time allocation, maybe an hour to exercise, yet the customized plan or the plan that we use needs to be tailored to us individually. Karl, how can I do that? Stop talking so much, just make it real easy. Okay, the first thing you should do, number one, if you're new to any exercise, your goal for this week is to walk to the gym, get to the door, then walk home. Yep, that's it. Don't even pick up a weight. Just walk to the door, walk back. 90% of you will go, I could probably exercise now. Great, go for it. Minimum, do the first thing. This is called Smart Start. Picked it up from Les Mills long ago, back in my body pump days, RPM, you know, my Lycra, you name it, I wore it. The only thing I didn't do was body attack and body combat. So I did all the programs. The thing was, we called it a Smart Start, which was come to the class, do the first track, which was the warm-up, or two, then leave. Off you go. Same thing with training. Get to the gym, go for a walk. That will increase your steps, which will help with heart health. That's week one. Tick the box. You might go, I'm not ready. Great. Just keep doing the steps. Maybe you go to the gym, do a lap, and you might even find there are heaps of people that go and do 10,000 steps, and that's where they start. Like Kate this morning, she actually walked in. She's like, yep, I'm going to go home and do yoga. Cool. I'm not going to be like, get in there, do your weights. Then she'll feel bad. Like you'll then hate it. You got to enjoy the process. Some people love doing yoga. Some people love doing Pilates. Actually, a guy that's worked with me for a while, he actually goes, you know what? I want to do more Pilates. Great. So we've changed his training from 4 times to 3 times. So we still do his strength work, but now he's going to do Pilates twice a week. So it's really finding the thing that works for you and doing a smart start. So for him, Pilates, do 20 minutes, then 30, then 40, then 50, and build it up to what's sensible. Second thing is with that, if you want, let's make it easy. You want the plan? Walk to the gym and back. Week 2, walk into the gym, do 2 exercises. It might be go on the cross trainer for 10 minutes and then do lat pull down or chest press. If you want to do glutes, do glutes. Week 3, then you do 2 exercises. Week 4, do 4 exercises, all 3 sets of 12. And then week 5, week 6, look to do 6 exercises if you can. You could do 3 upper, 3 lower, full body. That's the easiest one because that'll get everything. So if you have a sick day or you can only train twice, nicely done. And then from there, just build it on. You could, if you're training 2 to 3 times a week, look to get your steps up to 10,000 5-6 times a week and have a fat cat Sunday. Send me a meme or a photo of a fat cat just lazing out. That's what I love about Fat Cat Day. It's all about recovery and rest, and know that you've got this. Next, let's talk about research. You can do your own. You could use ChatGPT. Literally type in 2-day full body weight program. Off you go. You could look up. There's so much information out there. But the thing you want to ask yourself is, what is the optimal scenario that I want? I want to train 4 times a week. Great. Will you do a split, bro split, full upper body, lower body, or Karl, could you just give me a program that I can download from a PDF? Yep, I'm going to look at my camera guy. We're going to put 2 full body days for you, because if you do full body, you could do it 3 times or 4 times. Yep, day 1, day 2, day 1, day 2. I can only train 5 times. Day 1, day 2, day 1, day 2, day 1. What about 6? Day 1, day 2, day 1, day 2, day 1, day 2. But I like day 2. Okay, day 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. You get the drift. There's so many options that you can play with. At the end of the day, set a timer for 30 minutes, do the research, then go take action on one thing. Next, what about the equipment? I don't know how to use it. This is why the Smart Start works well, because you work on a few at a time. You gradually build your confidence up rather than everything all the time. A lot of the time when people start with us at Vitruvian Health in personal training, studio, a lot of the time, like we build we will design a 6 or an 8 exercise program. But what happens for a lot of people is they'll get 2 to 3 exercises done in a 45-minute window or up to 75 minutes. It's not because they struggle, but you're trying to find the right weight for yourself. You're looking to make it work for you. So what you want to do is put yourself in the best position possible, and we want confidence. So I'd rather you do 4 or 5 sets of the same exercise, feeling it out, going slow, rather than rush through it all. So take your time with the equipment. Also, you don't have to use all the machines. There are machines, like typically with the leg press, a lot of people, you can lift a lot of weight, but that can compress on the vagus nerve, which elevates blood pressure. And I know I have got up and just fallen back down because it compresses on blood pressure, so it goes down and up. And then when you stand up quickly, you feel dizzy and you fall over. Done that plenty of times. And I also get performance anxiety lifting like 500, 600 kilos. It's not to flex, but for someone like you, it might be 100 kilos, it might be 150. So if you're noticing like it's taking you longer to rest, you're feeling uncomfortable, like honestly, that's why I stopped doing it, because I would take like an hour to do the one machine, and I don't enjoy getting up and falling over or passing out. So like there are equipment you're going to like, and there's equipment you're not going to like. Like the female one where it's squeezing the legs in and out and someone's looking at you. You're like, hey, I'm working here. Can you? Or someone's filming you. You're like, bro, but they're filming someone behind you. Like this would just be uncomfortable. That's why it's like there's a lot of gyms that they actually have this in the corner. So it's like, can you imagine like this? What? Like I don't know what's worse. So find the equipment that suits you or serves you. Definitely take the smart start approach. Fun one, go with a friend. They don't want to pay for them. Done. Resolved. So you can find your own way. Or, Chloe actually said this the other day, you could do it with your team at work. So let's say everyone exercises. So let's say you got 10 people, and whoever does an exercise on Wednesday gets coffee for everyone. I thought that was really cool. So shout out to Chloe. That was a good one, because then I get free coffee. No, just every week, like let's say you got 10 team players. So person 1 sets a rule this week, and person 2 is the rule. So they might say, all right, anyone that does an exercise gets, and it's obviously within reason, says, okay, Tuesday. So then everyone's got to put in their calendar, Tuesday's the day to work. Next one is book it in your calendar. Most people book appointments, but they don't book their own health and well-being. Schedule it in. If it's scheduled, you're more likely to commit to it. Then there comes 3 options here, which is if you're looking for something that's affordable, that has accountability, that's a little bit more than gym membership, you could do group classes. Like Stronger at Vitruvian Health, 7:30 a.m. Wednesday, 12:30 and 6 p.m. or Saturday, 9 a.m. Or other facilities. There are other clubs out there, Anytime Fitness First, BFT, they offer those. Then you have more semi-private facilities, so it's a little smaller knit, up to 12 to 24 people, but they're all getting plans made on the day. That's what CrossFit does. Or the best of the best, Vitruvian Health Studio, get a personal trainer, you named it, you got it. If a personal trainer is not going to design a plan for you, probably run, in my opinion, like, yep, we're going to do this today, not a fan. Hey, that's how I started for the first 2 to 3 years. So the real question is, if they're going to do that, do they remember you and your body, so they're not like, I hurt my knee. And they're like, let's train knees again. You're like, So if you've got a program, it just means then you might hire a trainer once or twice a week, and then they design a program for your needs afterwards, and they're also supportive. For example, we have a lady called Amy. She literally looks at me and she goes, my hip's really hurting. And I go, that we need some more glute work, because if the femur of the hip is not going into its socket, that's being pulled by the glute, it's being pulled forward, and so there's more pressure up here. Boom, we got the glutes firing. She's like, oh my gosh, so much better. So having a trainer know anatomy, or you could hire a physio or a chiro or an EP who has an understanding of the human body, and they might give you some exercises to work with. So there's so many options. PT with Vitruvian Health is the best one, but you got to look for the one that serves you. So at the end of the day, these are all the options that help give you control, so you feel more confident. So remind yourself, cause and effect, what is causing you to feel the anxiety? Is there a decision or a choice you could make? Heck, it could even be, I need to sleep more. Great. Hey coach, letting you know that I'm prioritizing recovery and I'm going to go back to bed. And you could then do 2-3 movements at home. Maybe do some wall push-ups, maybe do some planks, bodyweight squats, get the body flowing. You don't have to always push to absolute failure. Okay? Last piece, and notes and power options for you. When it comes to any training program, most people are looking to get stronger, build muscle, or drop body fat, be healthier. The biggest thing here is all of these, when it comes to training, you are looking to build muscle and strength. The thing is, if you're in a calorie deficit, your body is not going to put on stacks of muscle. So I always recommend look to build strength and muscle when you're training, regardless of what you're doing in a class. So the reason for that is because that will make your body stronger and more resilient in the future. A lot of time people are like, I don't want to put on too much muscle. I'm telling you right now, if your parents don't have big muscles, then you aren't going to have big muscles. A lot of time you just have blood flow and pump in the muscle and you just feel it. Reduce the volume, put it into another body part, get strong. Your joints and your future self will appreciate it for you. So the thing you need to remember, do not push through pain. If you're in pain, the exercise is incorrect for you. So then you only need to remember 3 things. Train through full range of motion. I always train through full range of motion. Great. You only need to remember 2 things. Controlled time under tension. Control. If you're looking like a wacky inflatable arm man with noodles, you're not controlling time under tension. Controlling time under tension puts that work through the muscle. It also puts you in a more stable position so you don't get pain. If you always do that, great. Then you only need to remember this one thing. Progressive overload. PO. Increase load every 2-3 weeks, or increase the reps by 1 each week, or more, up to you, or add pauses, top, bottom of the movement. You do one of those things each week, you are progressing. So you don't always have to add more weight each time. These things will transform your life, make you stronger and muscular, and help you drop more body fat in the future. Partner with a nutrition plan, of course. Though with training, start there. That's all you need to do. So if you always avoid pain, control the movement, work through a full range, then the only thing you need to do is focus on increasing load over time. Doesn't need to be every week. Could be every few weeks. Instead of increasing weight, focus on increasing reps. I personally like to go for 2 to 4 more reps more than my rep target. So if I'm doing 8 to 12, I'll work towards 16, then I increase the weight. And adding pauses at the top and the bottom, game changer. And these things are the strategies and tools that you can use to help you overcome the anxiety and the overwhelm that you feel. By asking those few questions, you can empower yourself to move forward. You could even be feeling it because the weight's too heavy and you don't feel you're in control. Great, drop the weight, work on the control. So I hope you found this helpful. If you ever need any help, reach out to us at info@vitruvianhealth.com.au and we'll see you on the next episode. Enjoy.